Okay, hi guys, and welcome to another video. First and foremost, a joyful Salam Shawwal to my fellow Muslims around the world, and Salam Idul Fitri to everyone celebrating. In the spirit of festivity and tradition, I know many of you, like myself, are embracing our heritage, slipping into our finest traditional outfits as the first day of Shawwal dawns. In this region of Nusantara, our traditional attire is more than just mere clothing to protect our decency. It is a statement of identity and pride. Today, I am thrilled to guide you through the graceful art of wearing your traditional Malay attire. And of course, we will be pairing our outfit with a dignified and matching grace style, ensuring that you look your best while paying homage to our customs. But there will be more to it. A weave of stories to the fabric we wear. I will unravel the rich symbolism stitched into the traditional Malay attire and what it reveals about our culture. So, settle in, get yourselves comfortable, and let us embark on this journey of discovery together right after this intro roll. Hey, if you are meeting for the first time, my name is Khairi Johari, better known as Pak Jofe, the Grace Collector from Singapore, your personal guide to the exciting world of the Grace and its collecting culture. If you are a fan of history, art, and mythology, embodied into these traditional daggers that we natives of the Malay world refer to as the Grace, be sure to subscribe and join our community right here on the Grace Collector YouTube channel. Salam Shawwal to all my fellow Muslims around the world, wherever you may be, and Salam Idul Fitri to everyone celebrating. We have journeyed together through Ramadan, a month dedicated to fasting and the pursuit of spiritual growth through acts of worship. Today, we gather in joy and gratitude to share this festive day with our loved ones. Now, for those new to our traditions, Shawwal is the month that follows Ramadan. It is a time when Muslims celebrate the completion of a month-long period of fast, starting from dawn to dusk, one of the 5 major pillars of Islam that shapes our lives. Ramadan is more than a period of physical discipline. It is also a time for inner reflection, for steering clear of not just excess in earthly sustenance, but also of moral slips and transgressions. As the new dawn of Shawwal breaks, we adorn ourselves in our traditional finery, a tapestry of our heritage that wraps us in elegance and communal pride. Here in Nusantara, our clothes are our narrative. They are the fabric of our identity, woven with threads of history and personal stories. I am delighted to share with you today the artful process of dressing in traditional Malay attire. Together, we will ensure that every fold and drape speak of respect and reverence for our customs, complemented by the esteemed Grace, a symbol of grace and valor. But our exploration will not stop at appearances. We will delve into the deeper meanings behind these garments, interpreting the symbols and understanding the cultural richness they embody. Join me now as we honor the legacies imprinted in our attire and celebrate the vibrant spirit of Shawwal. To be clear, today's video will only cover 2 notable traditional attire from the ethnic Malay community. This region is made up of many different native ethnic communities, and it would be impractical for me to address each and every one of them, to which I am not ethnically familiar with. Traditionally and culturally, I am a Malay. and I will share two distinct traditional Malay attires of which I am very familiar with growing up. The first and most commonly favored by a Malay gentry like myself is the baju kurung cekak musang style. And the next one, for a more informal look, the baju kurung teluk belanga style. These two distinct styles are commonly observed during the festivities of Shawwal. Here in the Malay populated regions of Nusantara. I will not get too technical into the specifics of its design elements, but I will share a very brief yet identifiable characteristics that tells these two different styles apart. But before we get there, allow me to elaborate on the history of the baju kurung itself. Now, according to several notable research publications, it could be accepted that the original inspiration that birthed the baju kurung of today came from the influence of Muslim traders who came into this region from the Middle East sometime in the 8th century, bringing in the style of modest and loosely fitted clothing in line with the moral teachings of Islam and the Sunnah of our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. This style of clothing was referred to as the gamis. Now, over time, as this region received more influence from the West, so too did this traditional attire evolved, but retained its inherent beliefs and philosophies. New styles not only were adapted into the original design, but paved the way for fashion specific for the ruling class and the peasant class. Now, some may get triggered by these terminologies, but it is what it is. Back in the day, feudalism was the adopted form of governance. Hence, society was split between the ruling class, typically made up of the kings, the sultans, the nobles, and the orang kayas, the wealthy merchants of the day, and the peasant class, mostly made up of farmers, fishermen, craftsmen, shipmen, soldiers, and the likes. Nothing derogatory here. It is what it is. Typically, what differentiates these two styles of baju kurung apart are the collar style and the buttons. To be clear, the baju kurung itself, be it for men or women, are made up of two pieces of garment. Combined, it makes a set. The baju kurung consists of a top and a bottom. The focus of today's video will be on the baju kurung for men. For men, the top consists of a top with a distinct collar style, buttons to match, long sleeves, and most often featuring 3 pockets. Now, when Islam was formally embraced by the Malays, Islamic concepts were imbued into the dress style of the baju kurung, and the pockets represented the space where specific Islamic values are to be filled, symbolically, of course. The top pocket on the left represents Islam, your pledge and allegiance to hold dear all your brothers and sisters in Islam close to your heart, and fulfillment of the obligatory 5 pillars of Islam, namely the Shahada, Salat, Zakat, Ramadan fast, and the Hajj. Now, the right pocket at the bottom represents Iman, faith through Tawheed, summarized through the 6 articles of faith, which are belief in Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, belief in His angels, belief in His holy books, belief in His prophets, and belief in His day of judgment, and also belief in His divine decree. And last but not least, the left pocket represents Ihsan, achieving excellence in worship. It is a broad and complex concept which I will summarize as performing good deeds and abstaining from bad deeds with the conscious awareness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Almighty is all watching and will never forget. In summary, the tenets of a good Muslim is to be good and kind to everyone. The bottom is a pair of pants typically designed to be wider to allow comfort and freedom of movement. Now, bear in mind, this style of outfit came from a time where your self-defense skills are very much needed for survival. Hence, you would not want to wear clothing that restricts your movements. Let us first look at the baju kurung Teluk Blangah style. This style of baju kurung lacks any collar and only feature one central button, which includes a central inside split to accommodate various head size. Aside from this unique identifying feature, it features the standard 3 pockets, one on the top left and 2 below it. One on the left and one on the right. The single central button represents Tawhid, the foundational principle of Islam, representing the concept of monotheism and asserts the absolute oneness and uniqueness of God Almighty, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. The popularity and history of this style of traditional Malay attire dates back all the way to the 1800s, and it has evolved to look more dapper and neat over the years, through influence from various Asian and European exchange. The next most popular style of baju kurung is the baju kurung cekak musang. From various sources of academic research and publications, it is determined that this style of the baju kurung came into existence sometime in the early 1900s. Again, through influence with European fashion style and sense. Just like the original baju kurung style, it features the same 3 pockets, but the only difference is it features a raised collar, a button-up split, and requires 5 buttons at the collar, 2 at the collar, and 3 below it, all aligned vertically up. Same concept applies. It represents the path of Tawhid and the 5 pillars of Islam. Hey, if you have learned something new from today's video, do have a care and remember to subscribe, like, and share if you would. Your support will help this video reach out to other Kris enthusiasts out there and will allow them to discover and explore deeper into the facets of Kris collecting in upcoming videos. Do share your thoughts and questions in the comments below, and let's weave the future of Kris collecting together. Symbolic elements aside, now we will go deeper into the details of the complete attire. The Malay dress style for baju kurung Teluk Blangah requires these 4 essential components. Number 1, the baju kurung set, the top and bottom. Number 2, the kain samping, waistcloth. Number 3, the footwear, usually referred to as the chapal. Number 4, the headwear, which is usually the tongkolok or the songkok. And last but not least, to top it off, a matching kris style. These are for a classical informal style whereby the samping is worn on the inside like so. In this instance, the kris is usually held in the hand and most times is the bigger variant, typically a penghulu style sampir to match if one was from the penghulu class, which is equivalent to the rank of village chief or elder. Or it may also be paired with a golok or parang, the equivalent to that of a machete. This style of attire was decreed once upon a time, reserved for the non-noble class. For the noble class, the samping is worn on the outside with 2 additional accessories. The bengkong, a belt that is similar to that of a kamaband worn on a tuxedo for black tie events, and a pending, which is a belt buckle usually crafted ornately from brass or other precious metals. In this style, the kris is usually slipped between the bengkong and the sampir. Likewise, for the baju kurung cekak musang style, similar components apply with the exception that this is more suited for formal and official occasions. Ideally, the samping is worn on the outside, and the type of kris paired with this outfit is usually the selit type. Shorter than the typical length, but features ornate decorations on its fittings, representing the order and class the wearer originated from. When the samping is worn on the inside, it is usually for a more informal look, and usually no kris is paired with such a bearing. So that's pretty much how you go about mixing and matching the appropriate kris style with your traditional Malay attire. learn more about the various craze types you need to have in your craze collection in this video here. Until my next video, stay curious, start exploring, and keep the legacy of the craze alive.